Hello, I'm Jessica Shin. I'm the Chief Growth Officer at SpeechMED. Today, I will be walking you through the SpeechMED Solo app for patients. Today, we'll be following our sample patient, Rosa Rodriguez. She is an elderly patient, Spanish speaking, with multiple chronic diseases. As you can see from this home screen, you can see that the buttons are really easy for her to navigate. She can see patient, and the app will always talk back to her and read back the different components and buttons. So one thing she can do is she can check her profile. It shows her name. She can keep track of what her address is, her birthday, and also keep track of her insurance information. As you can see, the app is talking back to her and reading some of the critical components of her profile. The second is allergies. You can expand on the drop down, and it shows all the different allergies she has, including the allergy type, what the allergy name is, the reaction, and possible treatments for these allergies. One thing to note here is that everything written here is in English, and you can quickly change the language by going to the setting and changing it to Spanish.
Buenos días, Rosa Rodríguez.
If we go back to allergies and expand on the menu, you can see that everything has been translated and the app talks back to you in Spanish. We will revert back to English now.
Good morning.
And it makes it
Rosa
really
Rodriguez.
simple for the user to switch back from one language to another.
Patient.
Going back to the patient profile, Ms. Rodriguez also has a list of all her appointments. She has multiple PT appointments. You can see this is recurring appointments. She has one coming up, a dentist appointment. If you push on the map icon, it'll pull up your native navigation tool on the phone and make it really easy for her to get to her next appointment. Finally, medications. Ms. Rodriguez can keep track of all the medicine that she's taking. And as you can see, it also shows a picture of the pill that she needs to take, what the dosage is, and what it's for. Again, if we want to change this and make it really easy for Ms. Rosa Rodriguez to keep track of her medicine, we can just go to settings, change it to Spanish, go back to medicine, and everything has been translated back to make it easier for her to understand her information.
Good morning, Rosa Rodriguez.
Next, we will go to general care.
General care.
This is where Ms. Rosa can manage some of her day-to-day conditions. She can see care instructions, and this is information that she can share with her caregivers.
Medication. Meal preparation. Diet types.
She can keep track of all her different diet types. And as you can see, the app is reading back so that in case she has some visual impairments, it makes it really easy for her to understand her information.
Soft bite size.
Again, if we switch back, we go to Spanish. We can see her diet, and everything has been translated into Spanish.
Good morning, Rosa Rodriguez. General care. Medical history.
Finally, she can keep track of all of her previous medical history under general care. So it shows, the type of diabetes she has, how long she's had it, and some surgeries from the past.
Resources.
Resources is where Ms. Rodriguez or any of the user can keep track of previous documents, important documents. So in her case, she has her COVID vaccination card, she has a living will, and her latest blood works. We go back to resources, videos. This is an opportunity where Rosa's provider can prescribe to her different videos for her to watch that she can better understand her conditions. So, for instance, she has diabetes, so her provider prescribed a video that she can watch in Spanish about diabetes, and it just pulls it up. Her provider also wanted her to do some exercises, so there's some exercises videos. And she recently had a toothache, so they prescribed a video to watch on what is a toothache. Finally,
Record a message.
we have a feature here called audio notes. This allows the patient, the user, or the provider to record a message. Our patient could take the SpeechMED app, go to their provider, record what the provider is saying, and then come home and listen to some of the new instructions with family members. It's really easy to do. All you do is push the red button. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. Just name the file. And as you can see, voila, it just shows up. Friend, Roman, countrymen, lend me your ear. Finally, the last feature is contacts. This allows Rosa to keep track of, her family members or any of her providers so that in case of emergencies, they can be contacted quickly. This feature also links with medication. So if Rosa happens to miss one of her medications, she can assign one of her emergency contacts to get a notification so that a third party can get follow up with Rosa about why she hasn't taken her medicine, etc. So it's a great way to remotely monitor the user. In the home screen, I'd like to call your attention to on the bottom.
Your medication metformin is scheduled at September 28, 2023 at 9:30 a.m.
The user will be getting notifications when they need to take their medicine. It'll be sent to them twice before the assigned time that they're supposed to take it. As you can see, again, it shows the exact picture of the pill or medicine that the user needs to take. And these pictures can be uploaded by the patient because, as you know, month to month, the picture can change and the size or the generic, depending on if it's a generic or not, it can change.
Your medication limiter is scheduled at September 28th.
And so in order to acknowledge, all she has to do is click the green button, click after finish.
Your medication Centrum Silver Women 50 Plus is scheduled at September
and it's captured.
2023. Your medication metformin is scheduled at September 28th, 2023 at 9:30 a.m.
Finally, in the settings, you saw before how I was using the language to revert back from English to Spanish. I also want to show that you can slow down or speed up it talking to you. So if you do fast.
Good morning, Rosa Rodriguez. Patient.
And this is just a preference for the user. They can speed up the app talking to you, or you can slow down. And so that is the SpeechMED Solo Patient app. I will turn the presentation over to Padma, and he will talk about the patient web portal. And this allows the users to manage their information on the web and also the enterprise admin portal.
Hi, I'm Padmanabh. I'm CTO at SpeechMED. I'm going to walk you through a patient portal. We've just seen Rosa's account from an app site. Now we are going to go through her account on a portal site. As you can see, portal is placed in exactly similar way as that of app. The menus are color coded in a similar way as well as grouped them as they are there on the app site. We'll quickly walk through one by one each of the menus. This is a patient profile menu, which allows patient to update their personal information as well as provide their health insurance. Allergies is a way in which they can provide an allergy along with the treatment and a reaction. So for example, there could be a medication, food, seasonal allergy, and they can have their own treatment or a reaction that they know that they are aware of. Medication. There are two types of medication that patient can add. The one is as needed, and the second one is a scheduled dose. As needed are the one which are like if anybody is having an inhaler or asthma inhaler or something like that. For those kind of medicines, there's no mechanism to provide a reminder. So those are skipped as a part of reminder service. Scheduled doses are the one which are taken into consideration when the reminders are generated. In order to do that, we expect days on which the medicine needs to be taken and the time at which it is supposed to be taken. So those two things are supposed to be provided. We have a start date so that if you know that a particular medicine needs to be start on a given date, that date can be provided. And renewal date is just for this reminder purpose. We allow a patient to upload a corresponding image if they happen to have with them, or they can always take a photo from their app and attach it to the particular medicine. Appointments. Appointment works in a similar way. We have two types of appointment that we allow. Usually there's a one-time appointment or a recurring appointment. When the appointments are recurring, we just ask them the days on which the appointment needs to be executed or scheduled. And the one-time appointments are something which basically are for that specific day. Care instruction. These are categorized into two segments: need assistance with. So there are a list of items for which a patient might need external assistance, and then he can just simply check them and prescribe to those particular items. The second one is a standard instruction that you have to pass on to your caregiver. These are expected to be smaller in the sentence and not a lengthy paragraph, because then it is more accurate to do a translation and provide an accurate information to the caregiver. Diet. Diet works on a pretty similar way. We have pre-identified most of the diet types which are applicable to a patient, and food consistencies and specifics. All patient has to do is just check the one which are applicable. There will be a diet type which is not, if it is not available, it can always be added into a master data so that it is available for patient to claim again. Similarly with the notes, if you have any notes associated with a diet type, you can always provide them. Smaller the instruction, accuracy for the translation goes up. So that's what we always suggest. Medical history. This is a mechanism through which patient can provide all his existing condition as well as surgical history. Contact. Contact is another mechanism through which you can add all of your emergency contact. And then there are these two checkboxes which has got a very unique functionality. First one is the emergency contact. When this checkbox is checked, this particular contact will be synced on the patient's device, so that in case of emergency, he will always have that information with him. The second one is a send notification, wherein a patient is assigning a particular contact as a recipient of reminders if in case of non-compliance from a patient. Just to give you an illustration, let's say I have a medicine to be taken on 29th of September, let's say at 9 a.m. And if I happen to miss that medication, the person whom I have added as an emergency contact and designated with this particular checkbox would receive a notification at 9:15 informing Padmanabh has either not taken a medicine or he may have taken a medicine but not acknowledged. So one way or the other, the designated contact will be notified of non-compliance, and it will basically be under caregiver's purview to reach out to the person, which is completely outside the scope of SpeechMED. Document. Document is a feature which allows patient to upload all critical documents that they have, which could be living will, end of life request, COVID vaccine report, or insurance policy, retail funeral request. All those things they can attach and keep them. These documents are usually stored in encrypted format, so there's no way for us or for anyone to have access and open them, except for the patients themselves. Videos. This is a simple mechanism wherein patient can be assigned certain set of videos that we expect him to go through in order to take care of himself in a better way. Reminder. This is just a simple screen which summarizes all the upcoming reminders for a patient that he's supposed to go through. This is something which is basically what he's going to see on this calendar. Compliance report. It's a simple reporting mechanism which highlights the complianceness or obedienceness of a patient in terms of all the medication that he has been notified of. So as you can see over here, the patient is not that great compliant, but yeah, there are all the scenarios which are covered. So like the one which are skipped, the one which are scheduled, the one which are already taken, and the one for which the response is awaited. As you can see, response awaited 3. So the way in which the system works is you have a medicine at 9. So system shoots first reminder at 8:45 and another one at 8:55. If there is no reminder at 9:15, emergency contacts which have been assigned by patient will be notified of non-compliance of a medicine, and then system waits for 24 hours for patient to respond back, with an assumption that patient might not have access to internet or some or the other reason he might not really have acknowledged, or probably acknowledged but not received by us. So one way or the other, we wait for patient to respond back for some time, and then if we don't receive anything in that stipulated time, we tag that particular medicine as skipped. On the right hand side, you're seeing a widget, which is basically a snapshot of every feature. So the first one is a reminder. It highlights all the calendar events that patient is scheduled in upcoming days. So for example, he has got a 28 and 29, followed by 2, 3, 4, 5 till 13th of October, multiple appointments. If I go to appointments, I would see like 28, 29, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up till 13th. Emergency contact are the one which the patient has added and tag them as emergency contact. Allergies are the allergies that he has added, and they all have been grouped by their types.